Hi Pisces, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing a general reading for you today. This reading will be good from the middle of June till the end of July, okay? I've already cleared the energy of the cards and shuffled. I pulled 10 cards and I pulled one overall energy card, the overall energy of the reading. This is a Celtic cross spread, but I just put it in 2 rows. It's just easier for me. Some of your cards came out upside down. When a card comes out reversed or upside down, that just means you're getting extra protection from spirit. Okay, so always check your sun, moon, rising signs. And if you wouldn't mind liking or leaving me a comment if the reading resonates, that would be awesome. I'd be very grateful. It just helps me. So, your first card that came out represents your current situation. And you have the 8 of Pentacles upright. Okay, so the 8 of Pentacles, your first card represents your current situation. The 8 of Pentacles is Virgo energy. So this is a card that talks about skill development, talent, expertise, mastery, commitment. It could be self-employment. It could be hard work, having high standards. It's a card of accomplishments. It could represent having skills in craftsmanship and in business. It's a card of confidence, acquiring new skills, job satisfaction, having a lot of ambition. It could represent a new job, apprenticeship. It could represent doing repetitive tasks. You're working hard to improve your skills and become a master at what you do. You may have recently changed your work, education, or financial circumstances, and now you're applying your determination and concentration to master the new skill that you're learning. You are diligent and hardworking. You're applying yourself fully to whatever is at the center of your attention. And as you do the same task over and over, you work your way towards mastery of your craft. And through your perseverance and unwavering attention, you create success. There is a very hard-working and conscientious energy that is present in your life. So keep doing what you're doing, and it will eventually lead to success. Events are unfolding that will lead you to the right path. Continue working on yourself too. The energy you invest in your development will be worth your while. Spirit is saying. Vocational attainment, achieving goals, concentration, diligence, again, having high standards. This card could represent financial security, seeing results. It represents trade. Maybe you're doing a trade. You're paying a lot of attention to detail. It's a card that represents confidence. You're integrating old skills into a new form, or you're adding new skills. You've tried different ways of making a living, and now you're finalizing how you want to use your personal resources to fulfill your needs and expand. Your sureness of purpose guarantees success, and your craftsmanship will be rewarded by increased income, opportunity, and respect. Okay? You're developing and applying your skills in a productive manner. You know what you want and how to go about achieving it. Just if you're sincere and persevere, your efforts will succeed. Okay? A new venture brings success because you're training yourself intensively with a clear goal in mind. And then what's crossing you, or what's challenging you, or your situation, or what you're celebrating is the Nine of Swords. And this card came out reversed. So extra protection from Spirit. So what's challenging you, or your situation, or what you're celebrating, Gemini energy. So you could be having an issue with a Gemini, or celebrating a Gemini. It doesn't have to mean that, though. The Nine of Swords is telling you to have faith. It's a card of recovery, hope, reaching out, despair, facing life, improving. It's a card of secrets, shame, guilt, deep-seated fears, inner turmoil. But yeah, mostly it's about faith. You may be experiencing inner turmoil as a result of your mindset. Your negative thoughts are taking you in a downward spiral of despair and anxiety that contradicts reality. You're making things feel much worse than they really are. You may try to keep your worries private and personal, but if you are struggling, it may be time to confide in others. Others will offer you a new perspective. You may be gripped by fear. Spirit is saying, release your limiting beliefs, crippling fears, and self-doubt. You may be incredibly hard on yourself or engaging in negative self-talk. If so, make a more conscious effort to quit negative self-talk. You may have already worked through this period of worry and depression and are making a recovery. You may realize things are not as bad as you made them out to be. Letting go of negativity and stress is the Nine of Swords reversed. Learning to cope, facing life, opening up, accepting help. Recovering from depression, recovering from problems. There's light at the end of the tunnel is the message with this card. Okay? The Nine of Swords reversed can represent intense mental anguish. If this resonates with you, it's time to examine belief systems that no longer apply to your life and that are standing in the way of your progress. You may be suffering because you refuse to face the cause of your problems. Honesty is called for if you are to resolve the situation. Recovering. Extreme guilt, remorse, regret, shame, giving up, self-pity, self-loathing, deep-seated fears. Release worry is the message with this card. have more faith. Then your third card is the Two of Swords reversed. This card represents the basis of your situation or foundation. This card is all about indecision, having to choose between the lesser of two evils. There's no right choice. It's a card of confusion, hesitancy, anxiety, too much information, and imbalance in an area of your life, holding on to anxiety or resentment. This card says that the truth will be revealed or is revealed. Seeing the truth, lies being exposed, being emotionally guarded. Excuse me. Overwhelming fears, overwhelming worry, overwhelming anxiety and stress, being overly cautious. Emotional turmoil, mental turmoil. You're facing a difficult decision and cannot decide which direction to take. You're caught between a rock and a hard place. It feels impossible to make the right decision because you may believe that either option will lead to negative consequences. You're feeling stuck and unable to move forward. You may also lack the information you need to make a good decision. You may be closed off to information that could resolve your dilemma. You might be experiencing information overload. If this resonates, Spirit is saying take the advice that is most relevant and helpful and listen to your intuition. Make your decisions based on your own internal compass. You may be at a stalemate with a friend, a loved one, a colleague, or someone else. You're butting heads. If it resonates, Spirit is saying, look at the situation from a different perspective, a different angle. Try to compromise or you won't move forward. You're feeling stuck between two competing sides. Decide if you can create peace. If not, walk away. The Two of Swords reversed says that you feel helpless to make the necessary changes. One party may be unwilling to admit to the truth of the situation, making discourse impossible. This may result in deceit, disloyalty, or duplicity. And then your fourth card, I'm doing this at nighttime, so it's a bit darker. You have the Merlin. It's the Merlin in this deck, but it's actually the Hermit. Okay. And it came out reversed. This is a major arcana card. So this card, your fourth card, represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. This card is about loneliness, isolation, feeling like you've lost your way, being a recluse, being antisocial. It's a card of withdrawal. Again, Spirit is talking about feeling paralyzed by fear. So that's the third time Spirit is bringing it up. This card could also represent returning to society. It's a card of paranoia, being reclusive, feeling restrictive. You are not taking enough time for personal reflection, or you're taking too much. If you're struggling to connect with your spiritual self, this card reversed encourages you to create more space to meditate and reflect. Go deeper into your inner being and rediscover your greater purpose on this earth. You may have been so busy lately that you've forgotten to listen to your inner voice. Search deep within your soul to help you find your way again and focus on rebuilding yourself on a spiritual level. You may be taking this isolation thing too far. Don't underestimate the value of staying connected with others, even while you're going through your spiritual journey. Be careful you don't shut out your family or friends. And in a relationship reading, this card can indicate an unwelcome isolation. You will need to respect each other's request for space, but also be there to support. Okay? If you are separated, you may be ready to explore a reconnection. Again, take it how it resonates, okay? In a general reading, keeping busy can also be a form of denial. You may have been putting off giving yourself the solitude you need to sort out your life and the issues you are confronting. It's time for you to engage in self-reflection. Time to revisit your aims and goals, your associations, your relationships, your career and life path. You may want to withdraw to think things through. Spirit is saying, stop avoiding it. And then your immediate future card, what's likely to happen very soon in your life, is the Lover's card. This is Gemini energy. This card is about choices, soulmates, kindred spirits, love, union, partnerships, romance, desire, temptation, sexual connection. It can really be about having to make a major choice very soon in your life. This is your immediate future card. You have a beautiful soul honoring connection with a loved one. You may believe you have found your soulmate or life partner. The sexual energy between you two goes way beyond instant gratification and lust to something that is very spiritual and almost tantric. The Lover's card can refer to a romantic relationship, a close friendship or family relationship where love, respect, and compassion flow. The Lovers is a card of open communication and raw honesty. You are both willing to be in your most vulnerable state. Open your hearts to one another and share your truest feelings. You're figuring out what you stand for. deciding what is essential to you. Make choices for yourself. Stay true to who you are. Okay, the Lover's card is about choice. The choice about who you want to be. You need to be clear about your personal beliefs and values and stay true to them. You may be facing a moral dilemma and must consider all of the consequences before acting. Okay. This is a card of cooperation, of working together with others to accomplish joint purposes. It can stand for attraction of any kind, not only the romantic kind. It can represent any venture requiring harmony, union, and cooperation. A choice between two factors of equal worth may be required, but the choice you make will be the right one. Two or more forces or people may have come together in your life in pursuit of a common goal. This could be a temporary conjunction for some specific purpose, or it could be a long-term relationship. And then the outcome that you desire most in your situation, your sixth card is the Knight of Wands reversed. This is either you, someone in your life, or a situation. Sagittarius energy. The Knight of Wands, again, male or female in a general reading like this, but the Knight of Wands reversed represents a lack of self-control, scattered energy, someone who's impatient. He represents he represents anger, someone who's abusive, violent, impulsive, reckless, arrogant, someone who's frustrated. Again, a lack of self-control, a lack of control, a lack of enthusiasm, a lack of passion, someone who's overly competitive, someone who can be extremely aggressive, hasty. It could represent delayed travel, canceled travel, someone who's a bit of a daredevil. So the Knight of Wands reversed says that you're actively pursuing a personal passion project or hobby. A fire has been lit within you, and now you're doing everything to move forward. You have no intention of turning it into a raging success. It's simply for you to enjoy and channel your energy into. Like tarot cards. You're experiencing a considerable amount of built-up energy, but you're unsure about how to channel it into the world. You need to release this creative energy. Look at alternative ways to pursue your passion or manifest your vision. You may need to adjust your path, but stay true to your original idea. You may be acting impulsively, trying to accomplish everything at once. Slow down and know that you don't need to do everything at once. Be careful not to burn out. You want everything to be fixed straight away. Remind yourself that there are things you can or maybe can't control. Give yourself space and time. The Knight of Wands reverse could indicate a delay in a message or paperwork you've been expecting. A trip might be canceled because of bad weather. An engagement or a wedding could be postponed or even broken off. The Knight of Wands reverse represents a separation from people, places, or situations. And then your self-image card, how you see yourself, is the Ace of Swords. Aces represent beginnings. The Ace of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This is about clear thinking, clarity, experiencing some type of breakthrough, having a new idea. Spirit is talking about concentrating again, concentration, success, assertiveness. This card talks about making the correct decision. It's a card of reason, justice, having a sharp mind, having mental clarity. It's a card of beginnings, making new plans, having hope, going in a new direction, having strength. It's a card of vision, focus, truth. New ideas. You may be on the verge of a significant breakthrough or a new way of thinking that allows you to view the world with clear eyes, or you may have a sudden realization or conscious understanding about an issue that has been troubling you, and now you can finally see the path ahead of you. Meditate regularly to clear away the mental chatter and make the most of the intellectual potential. Now is an excellent time to start a new project. You may feel inspired to take a writing class. Practice public speaking skills. Get involved in activities that require more brain power than usual. The road ahead may feel bumpy, but just maintain a success mindset and you will navigate these hurdles. With power comes responsibility. Use your power for the service of others and yourself. Pursue the truth of the matter to find justice. You have great clarity on the situation and can now argue your point of view with truth and conviction. You're ready for battle, Pisces. The Ace of Swords says a brand new lifestyle is beginning, and you've achieved this opportunity through willpower and by making smart decisions. Prosperity, recognition, new development, especially spiritual growth, are sure to follow in the wake of your new direction in life. This ace could also signify a birth, but it's usually a birth of an idea or enterprise. You are now in a position to manifest your intentions in a new way. Okay? This ace indicates a triumph over difficulties through the use of mental means or spiritual growth. Just making a note of this. I think this is really important. This card represents some kind of breakthrough. And then your environment, or how others see you in your situation, you have the Magician reversed. Major Arcana card. So the Magician reverse could talk about a few different things. It could talk about a lack of mental clarity, being out of touch, illusions, trickery, manipulation, deception. It could talk about wasted talent, wasted potential, greed. You may have unused ability. Okay, so have more faith in yourself. You have untapped talents, wasted talent, unused abilities. It could also represent illusions. You may be exploring what you wish to manifest, but you're not taking any action yet. You're uncertain if you have everything you need and maybe unsure about how to make it happen. If you take care of what you intend to manifest, then the universe will work out the how. If you are already acting on your goal, then this card can be a sign that you are struggling to see progress or success. Several factors may be at play. The Magician reverse could signify greed, manipulation, or trickery. You may be masterful at manifesting, but if you are out of touch with your higher self, you may only do it for your personal gain and at the expense of others. If your goals are not coming to fruition or something feels off, tune into that and ask yourself if you're working for the highest good or solely for your own benefit. You have many skills, talents, and capabilities, but your real potential is not being maximized, Spirit is saying. Have more faith in yourself. Now is not the time for change. Maybe you're not ready internally or are not fully prepared in a practical or logistical way. You need to be patient. The situation will work out. You may be experiencing self-doubt about a new venture, or your energy levels may be too low to accomplish your aims. There's no sense in rushing things prematurely. Wait until the time is right. And it's funny because I did a daily card today, and they talked about that. If you want to check that out, then your hopes and fears, what you hope for and fear the most in your situation, is the Page of Swords. This can either be you, someone in your life, or a situation, male or female, in a general reading. Pages are messengers, so you might be, they might be bringing a message about gossip. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. The Page of Swords is very communicative. She's telling you to communicate. She has mental agility. She has a very sharp mind, alert, inspired, vigilant. She's telling you to think before you speak. She's very curious, inquisitive, witty, chatty, intelligent. She has new ideas. She's guarded, protective. She's telling you that the news, some kind of news will be delayed. You have to have patience. Patience is needed. She represents planning, new ways of communicating, very independent, someone who is truthful and direct, someone who fights injustice, is speaking out, has a thirst for knowledge. Your ideas are likely to bring positive change and forward movement. You're bursting with new ideas and plans for the future. You may be excited about starting a new project, pursuing a new approach, or learning something new. You're exploring a new way of thinking, a new idea, a new perspective, new knowledge, or a new technique. You have a curious mind and a thirst for knowledge. You're exploring different ways of expressing yourself. You're communicating your ideas and opinions. You may be drawn to public speaking, writing a book or a blog, starting a podcast, or being more vocal on social media. You're a natural communicator. Be open to new ways of expressing yourself. Discover where your inner talents lie. If you're looking for a sign to move ahead with a new project, then this is your sign to go for it. This page might be bringing news of problems and difficulties, and it could relate to a younger person you know. Maybe your child or a younger sibling could be in trouble with the law. Maybe they've failed a college exam. There's an element of experimentation indicated here. So either you or someone else is taking a risk or is behaving in a risky manner that might cause some problems. This page is motivated by unconventional activity that could cause strife, overconfidence, or the ignorance of youth. Might also get this person into trouble. And then your 10th card is the Star. This is a major arcana card. It came out reversed. This card represents your future if all is to remain as is. Okay? And the Star is Aquarius energy. So this card talks about hopelessness, despair, faithlessness, insecurity, negativity. Again, Spirit is saying, trust yourself, okay? Have hope, lack of faith, disconnection. This card can mean that you've lost faith and hope in the universe. You may be feeling overwhelmed by life's challenges right now and are questioning why you're being put through this. Take a moment to ask yourself what the deeper life lesson is and how this is a blessing, not a punishment. This is a test of faith. You're learning to trust in the universe and in yourself. You're a vessel for the divine, and when you have faith and confidence in yourself, you allow the divine to shine through. You may be disengaged and uninspired with life or components of your life. Reconnect to what is truly important to you and your soul's purpose for this lifetime. Align your daily life with this purpose and you will find new sources of inspiration. Take time out for self-care and nourishment on a deeply personal and spiritual level. Nurture your spirit and reconnect with your inner essence. So the Spirit is repeating those messages. I would definitely make a note. Being near water will nourish you on a deeper level as well, Spirit is saying. Okay? And then your overall energy of your card is the Queen of Swords, reversed. So this is either you, someone in your life, or a situation. Libra energy. The Queen of Swords reversed is someone who is pessimistic, cold-hearted, cruel, bitter. She represents bitterness. She's malicious, manipulative, deceitful, unforgiving. She's someone that hasn't learned from the past. There's a lack of empathy. She could represent malicious gossip, vindictive, spiteful, dysfunctional. She could represent an absent mother. She represents poor communication, scatterbrained, mental fogginess. You may allow your emotions to get the better of you as you put your heart before your head. You may be emotionally involved in a particular issue, and it could be distorting your perception. You need to use your head a bit more to understand what's happening. Take an objective look at it. Your relationship may be clouding your vision. You may be allowing others to dominate you and negatively affect your ability to make a decision. You don't want to rock the boat. You need to be more hard-edged, confident, and assertive to be successful. Careful consideration is essential now. And at times this Queen reversed can come across cold-hearted, resentful, and bitchy. This card could represent a part of you or someone else you're dealing with. You may be putting others offside and losing your supporters. You may be isolating yourself from others. The Queen of Swords reversed could represent someone who's narrow-minded, intolerant, mean, or maybe people are seeing you like that. It could also mean that you're not dealing well with the loss. There may be sadness, withdrawal, or mourning beyond reasonable expectations. And if this card doesn't represent a person, it can represent a situation where you feel bogged down emotionally, wallowing in pain. When I meditated on your reading, before I started your reading, Pisces, the message I got was, this too shall pass. So if this reading resonated with you and you're going through a hard time, remember, it's temporary. This too shall pass, okay? I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you for letting me channel these messages today from Spirit. I'm very grateful. I'm sending you a big hug, and I will see you next time. Bye. Take care.